What up, you fluffy bastards? My name is Liquid Blitz, and welcome back to True or False. I've learnt a lot so far from the first part. I learnt that there's a tree that exists that has 40 different types of fruit on it. What else did I learn? I'm shit! Just so you know, I just recorded the first part. I'm recording this second part immediately following the first part. So it literally hasn't been 20 seconds since the first part ended to me, and I've forgotten it already. Literally less than a minute, and I've forgotten everything except the tree that had 40 fruits growing on it. And I said, oh yeah, and there's a flower that smells like chocolate, and that's a real thing. Anyway, let's kick off. For those of you who watched the first video, yeah, I have my lunch. Seriously, I recorded that first entire video having not eaten barely a bite. Anyway, enough shit. Question 21. Warcraft only had 3 developers. So Warcraft, is that the original Warcraft? Like, not Warcraft 3, Frozen Throne, not World of Warcraft, obviously. See, I don't know much about the original Warcraft and Warcraft 2. I don't know anything about them. It only had 3 developers, 2 of whom had never previously worked on video games. I'm gonna say false. I don't know. I literally... Correct, that's false. Right, okay. I was gonna say. Because I thought... Even in the beginning, I thought Warcraft was a big franchise. So, no. It didn't have 3 people working on it, man. Question 22. Brought to me by The Pig. One of the cosmonauts claimed that aliens came to Earth in order to stop a nuclear war against Russia. I've just read that entire sentence, and I haven't taken a word of that in. I don't get that. One of the cosmonauts claimed that aliens came to Earth in order to stop a nuclear war against Russia. False? Oh, so one of the cosmonauts is fucking mental. Question 23, brought to me by The Monkey. Halo 3 inspired Bill Gates to What? Halo 3 inspired Bill Gates to invent the internet. What human being would mark that as true? Like, Halo 3 was so many years after the invention of the internet. Why is that question in here? That's just pure bullshit. Question 24. There is a potato-themed amusement park in Ireland. Now, this is just the institutional racism that is floating around the world. Ireland, potatoes, potato famine, blah, 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 bullshit. Bullshit. There is not a potato-themed amusement park. That's just... What? There's a potato. There's a tater theme park. A fucking tater theme park. I've turned Irish. I'll fucking knife you. That's the only thing I can say with an Irish accent. I'll fucking knife you. Anyway, I can't believe there's a potato theme park. That's just weird. 61% of cats prefer opera over Korean pop music. K-pop. 61% of cats prefer opera to K-pop. True! Because opera is more sort of... it's usually more sort of slower and calmer than fucking K-pop, which is just crazy dance music. True. That's definitely true. Fuck you, I'm correct, panda bitch. You panda bitch! Question 26. Charlie Chaplin was banned from the USA in 1952. Something is floating around the annals of my memory that is telling me this is true, and I don't know why. I don't know why, but I think it's true. Correct. Achievement unlocked, Charlie Chaplin. I thought he was, but I have no idea why. Is it the Hitler mustache? Did he have a Hitler mustache? I know it was before this story. Whatever. Just ignore everything I just said. That was a bunch of shit. Question 27. The British Army has almost twice as many horses as it does tanks. No, come on, man. Twice as many horses as it does tanks. Who the fuck has ever seen like an army person in the camouflage gear on a horse? Obviously, this sounds like one of those questions I'm gonna go true. It sounds bullshit, but it's one of those questions that's so fucking weird that I don't see why anyone would make that up. Shit, man. More horses than tanks. What a load of bollocks. Come on. You can't go into battle on a fucking horse. George R.R. Martin wrote stories about a mythical kingdom populated by his pet turtles. Now you see what I mean. Right. George R.R. Martin, Game of Thrones. He wrote Game of Thrones, didn't he? Yes, he did. I've never don't hate me, but I've never watched Game of Thrones. I watched the first couple of episodes, and I didn't not like it. Something else got in the way, and I just didn't continue it, and since then I just haven't bothered to go back and watch it. But from what I can tell, from all the interviews and people doing parodies of him, and so on, he seems like a nutty bastard. He seems like a bit of a crazy mental case. In a good way. Comes up with all sorts of imaginative fun shit. But I can completely believe that he would write stories about a mythical kingdom populated by turtles. Holy shit, he did as well. He wrote about a kingdom of turtles, man! This is getting weirder. These questions are getting weirder, and I'm just getting pure fucking lucky. Question 29. German has a... Right, okay. The language. German has a word for an improvement that makes things worse. What? That makes no grammatical or syntax-based sense at all. How can it be an improvement if it makes things... Oh, right. Is it something that is meant to be an improvement and is accidentally makes it worse? Or is it like the opposite of an improvement? An addition that makes things worse? True. Maybe I can... Oh! Whoa! I've got no knowledge of German. Except that... Ja, nein. Dein Mutter ist ein Hure. That's your mother is a whore. That's the only thing I know to say in German. Your mother is a whore. Question 30. Koala's teeth are strong enough to bend time and space. Now that just seems like... What? Teeth cannot bend time and space. This is not like make-believe. This is real life we're talking about here. Question 31. Brought to me by the Panda Bitch. Planet of the Apes is based on a true story. Question 32. Brought to me by the lovable penguin. Bingo. A baby octopus is about the size of a flea at birth. No, that's surely not possible. A flea isn't a flea like a really, really, really tiny sort of like black dot, essentially. It's so small. A baby octopus can't be the size of a flea at birth, can it? No way. No. Oh, this game is throwing into question everything that I thought I held as true, because this is just weird. An octopus is as tiny as a flea. Are they like born in their thousands and then many of them die or something? I don't know, that's just weird. I think somebody's making all this shit up. The inventor of the pop-up ad later apologized for creating it. He did. I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact. I remember reading something about it. Or seeing a news story on something. I think he invented it for a different reason than pop-up ads. I can't remember, but yeah, I remember specifically reading something about the inventor of the pop-up ad, so I'm going to say true. Oh, yes. Yes! I didn't know that per se, but I've read something about the inventor of the pop-up ad. Anyway, question 34. I can't... 23? My eyes aren't working, Captain. Question 34. Sushi means raw fish. I haven't got a goddamn clue what sushi means. I know that people say sushi... I've never eaten sushi. I'm a noob in life, but I've never eaten sushi. But people say it's raw fish. But that doesn't mean the name means it's raw fish. I mean, you know, the name for a piece of fruit called an orange is called an orange, but it's not... Holy shit, my mind is just blown. The fruit, an orange, is... I was going to make the argument that it's called an orange, but it's not actually orange, but it is actually orange. Fucking mind blown. An orange is actually fucking orange. This game is starting to warp my vision of reality, seriously. Question 35, I'm going to make this my last one, because this is twisting my melon, man. Question 35. The first animal to ask an existential question was an African grey parrot. He asked what colour he was. I can believe that. I mean, parrots can repeat anything, can't they? But that's a bunch of bollocks. He can ask an existential question, but he doesn't... It's like... Oh, I've just played the Turing test. It's like the Chinese room experiment all over again. He can say it without knowing what it means, if he's just copying a human. So yeah, I mean, parrots can repeat anything, can't they? I knew I was going to say that was my last one, but this is going to be my last one, because this is how I want to... This is how I want to roll. Okay, final question, brought to me by Peppa Pig. Honeybees that return to the hive drunk are punished. True, true, true. I know that for a fact. I haven't seen a documentary on bees, but I've heard Ricky Gervais talk about watching a documentary on bees, and he explained to Carl Pilkington that when bees arrive back at the hive drunk, there's like bouncer bees, and they literally knock back the drunk bee and stop them from entering. So that's true. I know for a 100% fact that's true. I'm glad I ended on a positive note of actually knowing something for a change. Oh, thanks for watching. Like this video if you liked it, like this video if you didn't like it, and join me next time where I will decide whether the Leaning Tower of Pisa, or Pisa, it's not pizza for fuck's sake. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is the furthest leaning man-made tower. True or false? Catch me next time to find out which. Joe! I want to watch the film again. V8, V8, V8. Accelerate, W, brake, S, steer, A and D. You couldn't get any simpler than the PC controls.